That's my feet. That's my door. So that means this is a review episode. Hey, welcome to Beat Motel, cool kids. I think you might like this one, especially if you like strange noises and semi-dangerous electronics. We are heading to ExBuryMental. Number 11, it's the 11th time they've done it. So it's a noise festival in one evening, in one venue, in a rehearsal room in Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. And I'm just waiting to get picked up by my friend Matthew, who goes under the name of There Are No Birds Here. This is going to be cool, stay tuned and all that stuff. Oh, it's Andrew, by the way. I mean, if you listened before, you might be able to tell me and Sam apart. He's the one who says clever things. I'm the one with the missing tooth who whistles when he talks sometimes. Can you hear that? I'm at the rehearsal rooms in Bury St Edmunds, and there is a band who is actually rehearsing. I can hear them through a little crack in the wall. The rehearsal rooms, I'm going to describe it to you. It's a cool place. It's a very, very old building. At a guess, I'd say 15th, 16th century, so it's beams, and it looks like the kind of place that... Yes, thanks, Matt, it's nearly as old as me. And it's quite amazing how loud it gets here, considering the strength of the building. Although maybe it's strong, because it has been there for a long time. Anyway, it's sort of a big foyer part thing with some comfy settees and notice boards and storage, and it's what I'd always think of as a rehearsal room should look like. The actual performance room is probably 4 metres by 5 metres, if that, and it's got a PA in there that I can see that would be large enough for a corn exchange or something. It's always good here. Oh, there's a disco toilet. You walk into the toilet, they don't have a normal light, they have a disco light, which makes having a wee a bit challenging sometimes. So there you go. There's the rundown. I'm going to chill for a bit and then start drinking, probably. Oh, I brought a cool box because it's really, really, really hot today. Oh. Yes, cool. Normally when I'm here it's because I'm playing. It's quite novel being here. When I'm not playing, I don't really know what to do with myself. Got to lift in with one of the performers, so I'm just sort of sitting around enjoying the sunshine. This just feels like the right place to be, a rehearsal room. Very cool. So you're laying on your back, right?
You lay on your back like that. It's best to limber up, touch your toes a little bit first and stretch in. I haven't done it for quite a long time. I'm not sure if I'm as limber as I once was. And then you go like that, put your feet up on the wall, lay on your back on the floor, and then you just walk yourself down. Like that.
And then go straight in your mouth.
Yeah, it's not always that comfortable.
Right, I'm not going to tell you what that conversation was about. Right, this is Callis, DS Happy Boy giving it a go. I need to take a picture of that. I'm going to stop recording. I'm in the disco loops, the first band. It's an actual band with guitars and bass and drums and stuff. They're called Barney Gumble and they're about to start, so I thought I'd better drain the lily. Barney Gumble are a band having fun. I love drummers that are playing drums like they're falling in love with them. They're absolutely brilliant. Thrashing it. Absolutely thrashing it. That was Barney Gumble. Taking a moment to go speak to Jay, who's putting the gig on. Jay, what's cooler than a guitar in a band?
What's cooler than a guitar in a band?
2 guitars in one band. What's cooler than 2 guitars in one band?
3 guitars in one band?
No.
Blue Aeroplanes?
One guitarist playing 2 guitars at the same time. That's what the guy from Barney Gumbles do.
Oh, that is cooler. Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in dry cleaning because they're now one of those bands who are like, right, I'm going to do a song, I'm going to put my SG to one side, and I'm just going to pick up my Jaguar, I'm going to put that to one side, and now I'm going to pick up my Rickenbacker. It's like, just have one guitar, it gets on my tits, that kind of thing. It's just like, they all sound the same, don't they, pretty much, let's face it. Just have one guitar. Dry cleaning, if you're listening to this, just have one guitar.
Just one guitar, that's all you need. But if you have, how about two people playing one guitar?
Well, you could do, like, if two people have one arm each, they could, like, work as a team, I suppose.
Well, you take the top, I'll take the bottom.
Yeah, you strum, and I'll play the E-shaped bar chords.
See, I was going for a filthy double entendre there, and you just didn't go for it at all.
No, my mind isn't geared that way.
Oh, he's so innocent, he's so pure. I'm here with Max from Barney Gumble. So was that your first gig?
Yes, that was my first gig. Barney Gumble's technically a solo project, but managed to rope in Isaac to drum for me.
Isaac drums with wild abandon. It's a joy to watch.
Isaac's amazing, yeah. He drums in some substation normally.
Well, Isaac's here. Isaac, I like the way you drum. I like a drummer who looks like he's having a really good time.
I was having a really good time.
You were having a
The
good
last
time.
5 minutes was a struggle.
Oh, just the heat.
Yeah, I just ran out of steam a little bit. But
I mean, you didn't slow down though. Did you feel like you'd slowed down?
I felt like it hurt more than anything.
It's like they say with cycling, you don't get fast. You get fast. Oh, what's it? You don't. Yeah, you get faster, but it doesn't stop hurting or something like that. Kind of blew that away. So Matt, what was the inspiration for doing this?
Just the jazz greats. Really.
Just the jazz, like B.B. King, classic four-chord rock and roll, AC/DC, all that. I really channeled some of that for the classic pentatonic. Beethoven, yeah, a lot of classical influence there. But on a serious note, a lot of Sonic Youth, of their live stuff especially. Especially Thurston Moore, he's a big inspo, and Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine. That whole band, obviously that's a bit faster, a bit different.
You were a lot more unhinged. You looked a lot freer, I've got to say, because I'm kind of into the shoegaze thing, and you were playing with a lot of abandon, both of you.
Yeah, I just thought, I'm going to get sweaty anyway, I might as well get extra sweaty. Yeah,
That's a good conclusion. Thanks for talking to us. Who was that? That was Fornica, and that was just great. I only meant to record.
Sweaty.
I only meant to record 30 seconds of that, but it just kept getting better.
Yeah.
Callis, what do you think?
I was struggling with recording the set. Well, that's the problem with things that build up, is you don't know where the best bit is. Because I prematurely ejaculated on my Instagram footage, so I was like, I'll get it quickly, and I was like, I should have got the middle bit when the bass rumble kicked in. I felt that in my pants.
He felt it in his pants. You got actual tobacco there? Oh, sorry, I'm still recording. Loud enough that my eyeballs were vibrating. Jay, my eyeballs were vibrating.
Both of them.
Both of them. Both of them. That was cool. So, Ken, is Ken in that?
No, it's just Kath. He was going to play. They were going to play. White Adders were going to play, and then he was like, "No, it's my birthday. I'd rather just drink instead." So they said, "I will do it," and then Ken Last was born.
That's Alfred from What the Man Do.
How the Man Do, yeah. And Kath, she played in Baps a couple of times, but then White Adders, which is the band with Jim, who's doing sound tonight.
Ah, yeah, it's very loud. My eyeballs vibrated. Both of them.
And Jim also does Shiver as well.
They do a lot, don't they?
They do quite a bit, yeah. Yeah, I don't think they practice much, but they do quite a lot, yeah. Tonight about what is this all about? People who are here for the first time, a bunch of people have turned up from the nearest US Air Force base. Like, this is cool as shit. This is important. And it is. And it's always entertaining, and everything's always different. Noise shows are good.
I'm now outside the rehearsal rooms, and Jay is doing his Italian books thing, which is always interesting. But I'm out here with somebody who's just performed. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Paul, aka Yggdrasil.
Cool. So each time I see you, it's different. You seem to do something very different. Last time I saw you, you were using modular to do drum and bass, gig in Ipswich.
Yeah, so that was last year or the year before, I think.
It's all a bit hazy around COVID and whatever.
Yeah, that was I go under the name Dead Circuits and do kind of broken down kind of drum and bass, trip hop, that kind of thing. But Yggdrasil is more of a passion project. It's all about nature and man's conflict with nature and how we can love it and protect it, but also there's a human element that will exploit it and try and profit from it, and it's all kind of inspired by that, really.
I was thinking while I was watching you that I really like metal, and I hated metal until I was probably about 40 years old, but somebody explained to me the thing to listen to with metal is texture, and the texture is a tease. But I realised while I was watching your set, it's 100% texture.
Yes, I guess it is. So I can do stuff that's kind of melodic and piano based, and there was some piano samples in that tonight, but by the time I finished with them on the modular, they don't really sound like piano samples. But I kind of that's part of the thing, is kind of taking nice or natural sounds and just manipulating them into something beyond recognition, and layers. Yeah, so there's a lot of layers in that, and it's a thick texture. Yeah.
It's incredibly organic, though. I was speaking to Ollie just now, who's and Rufin is his performer's name, and he said that was incredibly organic. So, I mean, how planned is it? Do you know what you're going to do, or do you just let it evolve?
So that is pretty planned. So I've been gigging that's a part of what I've been gigging all year. I kind of do it differently every time I play, otherwise it'd get boring.
For you, or?
Well, probably just for me, really. Yeah. I mean, it's probably a different audience every gig. So it's more for me, really, because I don't want to just play the same, thing religiously every time I play, because that would be boring. So I kind of know what I'm doing, but I kind of never really know how it will turn out. Depends how I feel on the night.
So how did you feel tonight? How did it go?
For me, that went really, really good. Nerves were at a minimum, which is for me is a bonus, because they can kind of get the better of me, and it feels more like an ordeal than something that should be enjoyable. But
you say that, it's really interesting. I've travelled here with Matt Shenton, who's on last, as There Are No Birds Here.
Oh, yes,
and
yeah.
he was saying about the challenge being an electronic musician is that you tend to rush through your set. You might prepare for it, and then you go, "Wow, I did really well there." Do you look? You've done like 6 minutes. Whereas I thought you had this. You had quite an air of cool about what you were doing.
Yeah. So I used a stopwatch on my phone to keep a track of the time, which can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. At one point, I was 9 minutes in, and I was kind of thinking, "Shit, I'm ripping through this. I need to."
It's what everybody does. You're like, "Oh, crap."
It's called gig speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think for that kind of thing. That'd be fatal, if you kind of give it sort of fired off everything you've got in 9 minutes on a 20-minute set. Yeah, there's no real backup. I kind of I'm aware of the time, and at 9 minutes I kind of thought, right, I need to just kind of like relax and just let this pan out slowly.
I think gigs like this are a safe space, though. I was speaking to somebody earlier. So a bunch of kids have come from I mentioned a minute ago, a bunch of kids have come from the nearby Air Force Base. I say, what do you make of it? And they're like, it's not something I've experienced before. And I think the danger as a musician is to think that everyone is expecting something, and I think part of the joy is just to surprise people, and then you've got to give yourself space. I thought you were just up there completely chill, in control, knowing what you're doing.
So my other half says that every time I do a gig and I come off and say, "Oh God, I was so nervous." She always says exactly the same thing. You look so calm.
Oh yeah.
And because I guess I am. I mean, even if I'm really nervous, I'm used to that. And I think excitement and nerves are two sides of the same coin. So if you can control the nerves and bring out the more excitement kind of side of it. It's just a matter of getting control of it. And for me tonight, though, that was very enjoyable, and I love the crowd at ExBuryMental.
It's fucking loud here as well. How do you cope with that? Because I've prepped sets here, and then when you actually play, it's so loud. And you played facing the PA, and like normally if you're in a band or you're on stage, the PA's in front of you, so it's not so loud. Here, your face was right in there.
Yeah, I kind of liked that though, because I could hear what everyone else is hearing. When you're behind it, you're kind of missing out, and I always find that monitor speakers just don't give you the same sound that everyone else is hearing. So I kind of liked that, although I did kind of lose a couple of things where I'm having to put the volume up louder because I'm bringing the volume up and thinking, well, where is it? I can't. It's not there, But a bit more volume, leave yourself a good bit of headroom.
I think you have to play the room at places like this.
Yeah, you do, yeah. But, I mean, I played the room in as much as I know what that sound system sounds like, and I knew that track would sound awesome on it.
It absolutely did. Thanks for talking to me. Cheers.
No problem, pleasure.
How can people find out more about you?
So I'm on Bandcamp. The name is Yggdrasil. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce it, but
I'll put a link in the show notes.
Brilliant, yeah. But I'm on Bandcamp, I'm on Instagram, and I'll put a few things on there, but mainly my music stuff goes on Bandcamp, and that's pretty much it, really. I do have a YouTube as well with some videos on there of my live performances.
Right, cool stuff, listeners. Make sure you check that out. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
No problem, it's been my pleasure.
Anyone got a fag I can nick?
What do you think? What do you think of that?
Have you got a fag? I'll give find me a fag. And I said, what did I think of that? I thought, I like glitchy noises and like those repeat loops. And when that started, it was when shit got real.
And he's wiggling his bum.
And Dale wiggles his butt in a lovely way to the point where I think he should work in a strip club. I'd pay for that. Right, Nicki Minaj, eat your fucking heart out.
That's the best review we could possibly have. We're now talking about the fact you don't have group pictures at gigs anymore. Did you ever have group pictures?
I think we should do. I have done. There might have been a couple, but not many. I think we should do. Them Sunday in the day because everyone chips off too early, don't they?
You're not going to get everyone to come back for a picture, are you? I'm of the age where I remember them happening a lot. I was like the young teenager who wasn't in the pictures.
That's Matt, fantastic Rectangles and... Oh God, I sound drunk. I'm with Jay.
Yeah, doing the mills. We could just Photoshop them all in together, couldn't we? With people coming in.
What, grab something off their Facebook? And...
Dels.
Just do a shout at the end. Group picture.
So you've just heard Karma Please, and I have Dels, your main man here.
Hi.
So there was a lot...
Face for radio, let's go.
There was a lot of bum wiggling there. Was that deliberate?
No, I was just getting into it. I was just feeling it.
I've not seen you do vocals before. Is that a normal thing?
No, I've not done vocals since I was 18, 19 in metal bands. And
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm not 29. 40 now. Yeah, so 20 years ago.
Anything else you want to tell us about your set? It's a lot more brutal than what I've seen you do before.
Yeah, it was a loud PA, so I wanted to do something that went with the room rather than an ambient. So
Is that Mr. Man on your T-shirt, Mr. in the red? Mr. like
Kool-Aid,
Mr. like fuck me, I'm about to clip.
It is Mr. Noisy. It is Mr. Noisy. Yeah, State's got that for me special.
I'm sure we're painting a lovely picture here.
Yeah.
That was cool. I want to give some love here to Jim. Jim, you've done a sterling job tonight. You've worked all night long kind of on the sound desk. Have you learnt anything tonight?
Yeah, I can sweat a lot.
It's pretty warm in there.
And that Neil's going to kill me when he comes back and hears what that PA sounds like.
Is that the owner of the PA?
Yeah, it's been resonating, isn't it? I thought I was getting thracked in the back there.
Well, considering how old this building is, I'm not sure it has kind of had much more punishment than it has tonight.
It's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's been alright. It's been different, isn't it? We've had drum kits all the way through to, just walls of noise.
That stuff.
People like him, yeah.
People like him. Who are you pointing at there?
Pointing at that.
Oh, Jay. You're pointing at Jay, yeah.
Yeah.
In the red or go to bed.
No, he's getting better. He's definitely getting better.
He's getting better.
Sound, yeah.
At what?
His sound.
His sound.
His sound, isn't he? His vocals for a start.
Yeah.
His vocals way more going there.
Can you describe for the audio listeners? There's no video version of this, but Jim's shirt thing.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about your shirt. It goes almost to your knees. And,
incredible.
Jim's taller than I am, but is it cool? Is it comfortable?
I love it. They're my PJs.
Your PJs. It's like
I knew
you.
it was going to be hot. Like
They look like
10 million Indian dudes cannot be wrong. So
Yeah, I was going to say they look like some kind of traditional religious.
Yeah.
But I couldn't put my finger on.
Yeah.
The wee willy winky of noise.
Well, it is. Yeah. If
What's
you
it
get
called?
really hot, you could just drop your.
What's the name of
Literally
that?
our pajamas.
Yeah, but what's the
They are
like?
pajamas.
That's what Indians call them,
Indians.
Yeah,
pajamas.
but if I type into Google pajamas,
pajamas.
I'm not going to see
No.
that. What do I type into Google to find out?
Yeah, type in traditional Indian pajamas.
I'm just going to type in.
Traditional Indian pajamas.
I want to look like Jim.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Sure, somebody.
Thanks, Jim.
Take care.
I'm going to somewhat pointlessly try and record the conversation here because it's always the conversations that I don't record that make the night.
How much are
And
your tapes, Del?
$5.
Wicked. If you give him a £5, and I'll take a tape, and everyone's happy, right?
there you go, DIY trading.
Well, I've only got a £10 note.
Right. Well, I've got a £5 coin or something.
Coin?
So maybe
Oh,
maybe you could move the surplus into an offshore account overnight and it would make £6.
I'll have to give you £1 coins. So.
There you go. That wasn't quite the amount of conversation I hoped to record, but I hope it's still entertaining. giving some thought to what I want to get across to anyone listening to this who hasn't been to a noise show before. And I've kind of decided it's impossible. If you're not here, if your nostrils aren't vibrating, and you've not got this immersive wall of sound that envelops you and cuddles you and loves you, then it's really hard to express in a podcast. But Matt Shenton, sorry, There Are No Birds Here, is an absolute master. It's frankly remarkable what he does. And when you're in a small room with such a loud PA, it's not just aural, that's aural with an A, it's not just the sound, it's the fact your whole body vibrates and is pulled along by this constantly evolving magical sound with tricks and surprises and... What's the point of even doing this podcast? Go to a noise show. Callis, come here. Sorry, come here. Go on. What do you think of that? Go on. I was talking about it as being like an evolving and enveloping blanket of sounds.
Yeah, and a lot of bassy drone, and my glasses are vibrating on my face.
That was great shit for cunts.
They go, all right, so I now have to put the explicit tick when I upload this to Apple.
Fuck them. Pay creators fairly, you bastards.
Well,
Abolish the Tory party. Trans rights now. Fuck fascists. That's what I think of that. So we tie it back in.
Yeah, you know,
they're the thoughts that
loop.
evoked through the art and the representation of the soundscape. I really thought the fifth minor key, when he hit that moment just at the 10-second mark, the falsetto was absolutely... I don't know anything about music theory, so I'm making it up.
Right.
It made me feel a little bit like abolish capitalism, establish some sort of communism, but Stalinism is clearly not the answer.
Right, so that's Matt, Fantastic Rectangles. That's Callis from DS Happy Boy, and we also
from DS Happy Boy.
From
yeah, like there's other members.
We also have,
I am DS Happy Boy.
We also have Dan Rooker, expert skater.
I was waiting for the toilet, but I thought this was the cue for the toilet, but apparently not.
It is. The toilet is.
Oh, okay. This is two things
it's
at once.
The toilet of your
toilet
mind.
Cue and the podcast.
Yes, exactly. Dan's now skipped away.
Yes,
He's skipped away.
The queue now.
I'm sad that's over. It wasn't very long.
I think Rishi Sunak should drop dead.
Whatever. I was going to press pause, but you know, anyone listening to this isn't going to be that surprised, are they?
Fuck them.
Can you at least say your name?
Matt Shenton.
That's about as much of an interview we're going to get from There Are No Birds Here. He's an enigmatic man. No, he's now drinking from his bottle. You're not going to say anything, are you?
Unfortunately not, no.
Okay. It will remain a mystery. But look him up. Look on Bandcamp for There Are No Birds Here. You won't be disappointed.
You probably will be.
You won't be disappointed. He's walked away now. He won't be drawn, and I don't want to push him too far because it's my lift home. Man, disco light keeps going off when I'm trying to have a wee. I guess I just take too long to wee, but hey, I'm on. Right, closing comments from Jay who put the gig on.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I can't.
You're too far away at the moment.
I'm going to have to think, can I? I'm not good under pressure, especially not when I've got no sugar in my brain. Thanks for coming, you lot. It's been a lovely night. And
Abolish capitalism.
Drive safe. Yeah, and abolish capitalism. But before you do that, you need to think of something slightly better than capitalism. So if you've got any ideas on that... Noise. Is noise a political system, though? Is it?
Let's just say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for having us tonight.